This video describes how to determine if two genes are linked, meaning if the two genes are on the same chromosome, and it will show you how to make those calculations to see how close those two genes are together. So this sample problem is going to deal with Oompa Loompas, and as we all know, Oompa Loompas have this typical green hair, orange face. But you didn't know this, Oompa Loompas also have a recessive skin color, which is purple. And they have a recessive hair color, which is yellow. So, to see if these genes are linked, we did this little test cross. And we crossed a heterozygous Oompa Loompa with homozygous recessive Oompa Loompa. So this guy was normal, orange skin, green hair, but they're heterozygous for those traits. This particular Oompa Loompa has purple skin and yellow hair, and the only way they're going to have that recessive trait is if they are homozygous for both traits. So let's do a little genetic problem and see what the odds are if we did indeed do this cross. So we take big N, little n, big H, little h. Remember possible combination. So first, big N, big H. First, second, big N, little h. Second, first, little n, big H. Second, little n, little h. And because all four of those are different, we need all four possible combinations. Now we're going to come over here to the other Oompa Loompa. Big first, little n. First, second, little. Second, first, little. Second, little. And as we know, all four of those are the duplicates of one another, so we only need one of those. So we can do a little 1x4 Punnett square and draw one of the boxes. And big H, little h. So this guy has the dominant hair, it's green, and the dominant skin, that's orange. So this is going to be orange skin and green hair. Okay. This guy, big N, little n. So let me look back and see what the N stood for. So let's say this is going to have orange skin because he has a big N, but he's going to have two little h's. So he's not going to have green hair, he's going to have yellow hair. Okay. So this guy is dominant for the skin, but recessive for the hair. This one is going to be little. So he is going to have the rare recessive purple skin. And big H, little h, got the dominant allele, so he's going to have the typical green Oompa Loompa hair. Finally, we get the last option, little, big. This guy will have both recessive traits, just like the other parent. And yellow hair. So remember, this Punnett square just gives you odds, gives you a chance to predict what the offspring will be. And the predicted outcome for this particular Oompa Loompa genetic problem, where we had a heterozygote crossed with a homozygous recessive, We have a 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 ratio, or you have a 25% chance of being any of the 4 phenotypes. Okay, so let's go on to the next slide. Maybe. Which is here. And we look at our data. Now, honestly, this wasn't just one Oompa Loompa. This is years and years of data from that particular type of cross. And this is what we got. We got 150 that had the dominant orange, dominant green hair, just like the parent genotype. And we got 143 that showed purple skin and yellow hair, just like the other parent. But then we have 22 that turned up with orange skin and yellow hair, and 20 that turned up with purple skin and the dominant green hair. So in this case, we have this dominant trait, and this recessive trait, and this recessive trait, and this dominant trait. We call these recombinant, because they don't look like the parents. Now, ask yourself, does this look like a 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 ratio? No, that's not 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. So this means that these genes are linked. Yes, these genes are linked. Why? Because we have the data from that particular type of cross, and we did not get the expected 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 ratio. Now, with that in mind, now we get to do some math. Yay, math. Yeah. And so this room, I guess we can do the math here. So to do the math, we take the total recombinant divided by total offspring. So that means it's 22 plus 20 divided by 22 plus 20 plus 150 plus 143. I have a magical math machine. This total is 42, and 42, and 150, and 1 gives me 335. So 42 divided by 335 gives me an answer like 0.125. Okay. And all we did is we took the number of recombinants, these are the ones that don't look like the parents, divided by all of them. Okay, the whole total. This tells us that crossing over happens 12.5% of the time. That also means that the distance between the orange skin gene and the hair gene are 12.5 map units. Okay, so we can round up 0.125 to be like 12.5%. So this tells me how often, this is the frequency of crossing over. That's how often the skin color and the hair color genes are separated. And that also means that those two genes are 12.5 map units apart. So, if this was a chromosome,